women are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Can I say, I live the experience of a Black woman who is attacked and over-sexualized. See, I'm so tired of hearing these idiots call my name as Fani in a way to attempt to humiliate me. Because like silly schoolboys, the name reminds them of a woman's rear, of her behind.
Willis did not mention anyone by name in her speech, but alluded to the moment Trump's former attorney, Rudy Giuliani, made an offensive remark about her at a Michigan church event last week.
I've got two prosecutors, Fani the hoe.
Willis responded to that this morning.
Very anti-Christian behavior celebrated. In fact, they cheer, celebrated, and laugh loudly.
This came just hours after CNN's Caitlin Collins interviewed Nathan Wade. A tense moment came with this question.
When did the romantic relationship between the two of you start?
There's been this effort to say that, okay, these exact dates are at issue, and these exact dates are, I'm getting signaled here.
A consultant to Wade interrupted the interview. They moved aside and spoke for a few moments. Then Collins resumed.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Just to revisit the question, it was to clarify when the romantic relationship started and when it ended.
Sure. So, I believe that the public has, through the testimony and other interviews, the public has a clear snapshot that this is clearly just a distraction. It is not a relevant issue in this case.
As Willis continues to fight Trump's appeal to get her kicked off the case.
Yeah, well, I think Fani Willis is not wrong in what she said about this ugly trope of the over-sexualization of Black women. This over-focus on a Black woman's body in an effort to degrade Black women is very, very real. And I can tell you from my own experience as being a woman of color that it happens, and we can validate DA Willis in that experience. And we have seen examples of these attacks against her. I believe the president even mispronounced her name as Fani and made it very clear that he was referring to a rear end. And there have been many examples of attacks on DA Willis since she indicted this RICO case. And it is absolutely despicable, and she has every right to be upset. Now, that being said, I think it is also important to note that we should not be conflating all of those horrendous attacks with the inquiry into her appointment of Nathan Wade. I think if any defense attorney had been given the evidence that Ashley Merchant was, that there had been a relationship between Nathan Wade and Fani Willis, they would have been duty-bound to make hay out of it, just like they did. And I think Judge McAfee was also right to hold a hearing, an evidentiary hearing, to develop those facts and make sure there was no conflict of interest or financial benefit. And I understand that there were some tawdry elements about her love life that came out during that hearing, but I don't think that was the effort to discredit her through over-sexualization. I think that was an inquiry that, quite frankly, she opened the door to, she invited to, by having a relationship with Nathan Wade. So I think both can be true. I think Fani Willis can be upset, and I also think that the inquiry was valid.
Elliot, say all of it hurts the optics, Wolf, because what we're seeing here is something we're really not used to seeing, which is in common, which is prosecutors speaking publicly. This is why prosecutors and, quite frankly, people who are involved in litigation typically don't speak. Every single word he says can get him, can gum up the case further and jeopardize the chances of convicting the defendants that he was trying to investigate and go after. So that timeline question is proof positive of sort of the pitfalls here for prosecutors' staff talking. He could end up contradicting himself, making a statement that could undermine public faith in their work, but more to the point, could just taint the jury pool. So there's all kinds of reasons. This is why it's so rare. You very rarely see prosecutors or senior staff speaking publicly in the media.
Elise, do you see this having any bearing on Trump's continuing appeal?
I've got two prosecutors, Fani the hoe.
Willis responded to that this morning.
Very anti-Christian behavior celebrated. In fact, they cheer, celebrated, and laugh loudly.